Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your board. I ain't got nothing on but the pyramid. Out here in my lab, where I do what I do in the wee hours of the night. So let's get this party started. I got a nice lesson for you today. Something near and dear to my heart. Let's rock. Writers and 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message is the story for life. These are life lessons. I'm giving it to you. You tuning in and receiving them. I appreciate you. Let's rock. Right Thinkers mission. And I'm on it. Yes. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinkers Way of Life, through a mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. All right thinkers to do just that. Know themselves. So pay attention. I give you everything you need to do just that. All you have to do is just do it. Let's go. And knowing thyself is what you want to be able to do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. I got you. Stay tuned. That's why I do what I do for you. You know I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can even awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Today, I'll listen to my music and every now and then a record will come across my mind and ignite a thought. So this thought triggered by my man Marvin Gaye, sexual healing. Right thinkers, let's talk about right thinker philosophy is spiritual healing. Let me heal you. I teach you spiritual truths. That is of our ancient ancestors. They lived by them and they left us the creed. Know thyself. They accomplished and achieved a lot of stuff. They gave to the world civilization a lot of stuff. But they left this one creed for us to follow in their footsteps. And I take it serious. And that is, man, know thyself. I take that concept and that model serious. That's why I teach right thinking philosophy to do just that. For everybody who practice my philosophy, the goal is to know thyself. Let's go. We are born spiritual beings, but we're born spiritually ignorant, meaning our conscious is blank. We're born spiritually ignorant, not sinful. Okay. And I guess if you call egoistic sinful, but yeah, but the whole part about we're born spiritually sick with what? Without spiritual knowledge, you will be ill. They say the bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. When you have illnesses that you can't get cured of, you need spiritual healing. Okay. When you're horny in the physical body, you need sexual healing. But when you're ignorant of your higher self and you're spiritually pretty much dormant, you need spiritual healing. Okay? We are spiritual beings that need to find what our true self, aka the essence or higher self, while we are in the human body, aka during time and space. Spirit knows no time or space. Once it's in the body, it has to acquiesce to the five senses of the body and deal with the human form. Hence, spiritual beings having a human experience. Once you become in the flesh, you're human. Okay, understand that, please. Now, we are all We all are in need of spiritual healing at one point in time or another. Why? Because spiritual enlightenment is the ultimate healer. And for all human beings, becoming spiritual enlightenment is what cures all your ills. So, hence, spiritual healing. When you reach spiritual enlightenment, highest level, you're healing your soul that needs to be what? Conscious of its real self. When the mind and the heart come together, I keep telling you, that's the heart-mind coherence. They need to be on the same page for you to recognize and realize who you really are. That's why the pineal gland, the third eye, got to be wakened. Ancients knew that a long time ago. Another lesson. Let's talk about ignorance. Ignorance is suffering from an illness. Self-knowledge will heal you of that illness. Trust me. When George told you you didn't have no funk and you had ills, he knew that funk would cure all your ills. I'm saying the same thing with spiritual healing. When you have spiritual knowledge and you live by spiritual truth, that will be your spiritual healing. Knowing thyself is becoming spiritually healed. The saying, watch this, ignorance is bliss. That means if you're ignorant of ignorance, you're in bliss. Righteous state of mind. Before in the Garden of Eden, it said, before Adam and Eve ate from the tree of life, they lived bliss. Why? It was ignorant to ignorance. That's the concept. But ignorance of self will never be bliss. Okay, understand that. Now, ignorant is what causes you, here you go, to suffer. Gaining knowledge of self is the way to heal yourself. Why? With knowledge of self. That's the spiritual healing that every human being needs to have. Spiritual ignorance is not knowing God, aka higher self. But believe they do when they just say, well, I believe. No, you don't know. Remember, believe means not knowing. So having a spiritual healing is what? Is learning your spiritual truths. Okay, so you learn that, yeah, I know my spiritual truth. But the caveat is living by them. That's how you end your suffering. We suffer because we're ignorant. Duh. My people are being destroyed through lack of knowledge. Double duh. Spiritual healing. Excuse me. When you're ego driven, listen to this, you won't need a spiritual healing until what? Until you reach rock bottom and your ego got you so messed up that you're going to have a spiritual healing. Change your heart. Okay? That's what that means. So understand that. And most ego people, that's the only way they're going to get it when they hit rock bottom. So knowing thyself is the way to heal yourself with what? Knowledge of self. Again, it all comes back to what you're doing for you. So understand that. But as a master of yourself, you are or have been spiritually healed, aka spiritually enlightened. Nihas. Reach the highest level of spirituality in the flesh as humans. Third eye opening, seventh round the chakra, open up the 1,000 lotus flowers, open up for you. You become glowing, or excuse me, you become illuminated. The seventh chakra is the halo, the glow that goes behind the head, because the seventh chakra is outside the body. Another lesson. But yeah, self-mastery is the way to go. And you have to get to the seventh round of chakras for that to happen. When you're ignorant of your spiritual self, you are one of the main people who need what? A spiritual healing. If you're spiritually ignorant, you need to be spiritually healed. When you're, excuse me, when you're ignorant of your spiritual self. Okay, yeah, that's right. Watch this. Now, a lot of us have no idea that we are in need of what? A spiritual healing. Why? Because they're believers. They believe they know God. Don't know that they need spiritual healing. That's the concept. Now, I'm a spiritual healer because I enlighten you with what? The spiritual truth that will, if practiced and learned and mastered, will heal you, aka spiritual healing. I can tell you, darling, that it's spiritual healing. No, I ain't sing, but you get the concept. All right, spiritual healing is what? Is becoming one with your higher self, aka reaching the knee highs. Know thyself. Spiritual ignorance is the ill that spiritual knowledge will cure you of if you become a right thinking philosophy master. Pills will never cure your ills, but spiritual knowledge and living them in spiritual truth, aka right thinking philosophy, will. Spiritual knowledge will cure you of your spiritual illness, aka ignorance. Okay, that's spiritual healing. Again, when there's a problem and you got the solution, problem, the solution is the cure. Spiritual healing is you being cured with what? Spiritual knowledge and understanding that you live by. That's how you become spiritually healed. Where we at? Now watch this. If you're sick, aka spiritually ignorant, excuse me. If you're sick, aka spiritually ill, ignorance, then I can what? Heal you with what? Spiritual knowledge. The bigger the ignorance, the bigger the knowledge I got. The more spiritual knowledge I got to download in you. But it's okay. I can handle it. It's all good. Now, the last one. I'm the spiritual doctor, and I have spiritual knowledge, aka the prescription to cure you of your spiritual ignorance. Knowledge of self. Academic. Lack of spiritual knowledge is an illness to a lot of us. Why? Because with no knowledge of self, you are ill. And if you become what? A right thinker and get learn spiritual truth, become a right thinking master, and obtain spiritual enlightenment, aka Nihas, and you have to have your spiritual healing. Yeah, it takes all that. Now, becoming a master of yourself, watch this, by what? Practicing right thinking philosophy daily is a spiritual healing that will take place when you what? Master yourself after a period of time of practicing. If you're sick, aka egoistic, spiritual ignorant, you live a fettered lifestyle. Why? You have no peace, and more important, you have no spiritual healing. And that's what you're going to need. Last one. Now, if you obtain Nihas, reach the highest level of spirituality, you have been what? Spiritually healed. That's what right thing to do for you. That's why I do what I do. It's all for you. Hope you got the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I got to go.